Welcome to Abbey Players, and thank you for joining us this afternoon. We ask that you take a moment to silence all cell phones and electronic devices. Please refrain from flash photography or videoing during the show. If at any point you need to leave the theater, be mindful of your entrances and exits as you might run into a suspect. Also, please do not cross the stage during an active scene. Be sure to have your playing card and pencil and join us in the game. And without further ado, we present to you Clue the Musical.
Good evening. Body. Mr. Body is my name. Welcome to Body Manor. Of tonight's event, I am the planner. And this fun and folly known as a game. Here, inside the box, a deck of cards, a pair of dice to toss. The premise of the game is simple. Kill me with one weapon in one room. You won't rest easily until I rest permanently. Oh, the inevitable joy of my doom. Fine, 6 rooms inside, a place to hide, a place to play the game. Murder is its name, you choose the cards, you deal it hard, but only one can win. Murder is the bill of fare, and you'll see motive everywhere, so let the game begin. 6 weapons pass from hand to hand with passion. 6 suspects from square one are on the run. Let's meet them now and hear the tales they fashion. Be cautious, from here it's all or none for murder one.
I am Mrs. Peacock, well-known, well-traveled, and well-preserved. I am the Rose of the Peacock family, and chairperson of the board of Peacock Enterprises, a position I acquired upon the death of my first husband, Anthony. My second, Neville, bought me an authentic Renoir. My third, Vincenzo. My villain, Capri. My fourth, 10-carat diamond ring. My fifth, forgotten completely. He gave me nothing. I'm happy to say I'm a newlywed again. Mr. Body recently became my 6th. I have wealth. I have power. I have Melania Trump's plastic surgeon. If I'm the one they choose to be the killer,
Promise me, my dear, that it's the thriller.
I will. I'll need someone to be my alibi.
I am Professor Plum, B.A., M.A., Ph.D. That's me. I am an author by trade, an intellect by birth, and an American by choice. I was born in London, raised in New York, attended Oxford, and years later became a member of the British think tank here in the States. It was in Washington that I met Mr. Body. He was a lobbyist for the oil industry. He asked me to ghostwrite a book for him on government involvement in the oil industry for a handsome fee. Indeed, I agreed. As Somerset Maugham said, money is like a sixth sense. You can't make use of the other five without it. To mastermind a crime's quite fulfilling. To execute was never my strong suit. The mastermind will always get top billing. The corpse is a nameless body, plainly dressed to boot. Till the deed is done, I'm game for everyone. Murder is the bill of fare, and you'll see motive everywhere. But only one can win. Only one can win.
I'm Miss Scarlet. I'm a singer. No, an actress. No, more like performer. I can do it all. At least, that's what my men friends tell me. Nobody knows this, but I first met Mr. Body when I was performing in Las Vegas. I was opening for a doll juggling act. I performed every Tuesday at 3 a.m. at Billy's Lone Star Bar and Casino. Mr. Body was in Vegas on business. He saw my show, loved it, and invited me back to his hotel for a personal encore. And well, you know me, I love an audience. Last time that we played at the ship you, the trigger jammed, I nearly missed my cue.
Colonel Mustard here. I've pillaged barricades, stormed bunkers, and triumphed in war. Not with might, but with imagination. You see, this soldier never had the opportunity to serve in the armed forces after legislation passed by Senator Body, Mr. Body's father. It bans from the military any person who suffers from the disease where they see humans as inanimate objects. Non-identifiuitis. People live quite normally with the condition, till your blood pressure rises. You get excited. Suddenly, your neighbor becomes a Volkswagen. Your son, a toaster. Ugh. You get the idea. Not long after the legislation passed, Senator Body mysteriously died. Now Mr. Body calls me Dad. Remember the last time that I killed you? I beat you silly with a candlestick. As I recall, I struck you with a lead pipe. Yes, that's right. Perhaps tonight I'll try my new rope trick.
My name is Mrs. White. I hate the Mrs. part, but it's what I'm called by Mr. Barty, who I lives with, because I'm his housekeeper. Actually, I'm his cook and his housekeeper, but he don't pay me enough to be called both, so I just say I'm his housekeeper. And I don't need to say that I live with him, because I've got my own teeny tiny room in the basement, where I sleep on a thin mattress on a cot, what ain't fit for prisoners in a jail cell. And the food, I get leftovers, the tasteless grizzly stuff even the dogs won't eat. And I work 7 days a week, 7 long, hard days with no rest for me weary muscles, me weary bones, me weary hands, feet, eyes, nose, hair. I need a drink. In mysteries they all blame the maid a butler. But we don't have a butler here to blame. But if the coppers come a-hunting for me, I'm ready. A jailhouse full of blokes for me to tame.
Green's the name. Money is my game. I'm the sultan of the stock market, the king of commodities, an entrepreneur. I got me a national chain of beauty salons called Teasing Your Blues Away. I own me the world's most popular discount air carrier, Pennies in Heaven. And I'm part of a joint venture with Mr. Body, which specializes in the restoration of ancient monuments called Colossal Nips and Tucks. Our recent project is the Great Pyramids. Get this, we're gonna protect them from the elements by covering them with vinyl siding.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, what a concept! Sandstone colored siding that blends into the stone so you don't even know it's there. I'm a genius.
6 weapons pass from hand to hand with passion. 6 suspects from square one, we're on the road. You've met us now and heard the tales we fashion.
Big motions, intrepid, conniving,
Contriving.
Seductive, elusive.
Now we play our little game of murder.
A little game
You
of
try your best to play the game to win. No matter if you land on top or bottom, you played it, and now it's time to play the game again. Yes, the game has now begun. 6 suspects on the run. From here it's all or none for murder one. Tonight, we won't save the world from ruin. We won't win a Nobel Prize. We won't win any lottery jackpots. We will encounter some crackpots. Loony antics and clues to scrutinize.
Oh, crackpots! Hey, how'd you like that? Called us crackpots.
Take a look around. You don't see sane people living in a two-dimensional world with yellow blocks and paint-by-number rooms.
Ladies and gentlemen, you will determine the conclusion of tonight's game. Your suspect, weapon, and room are essential. You do this by drawing cards from 3 decks, placing them in that envelope marked confidential. There are 6 options in each of 3 decks. 6, 6, 6. Very interesting. There are 216 possible finales, but on only one is our murder resting. Here we go again.
The slap of the
The
cards.
crash of the die.
The sticky fingers grasping at me.
The strong fingers grasping at me.
You always get the strong.
All right, calm down. The first deck of cards represents the murder suspect. Mrs. Peacock, Mr. Green, Miss Scarlet, Colonel Mustard, Professor Plum, and Mrs. White. Now, before the game began, we recruited 3 volunteers, each to draw a card from one of the decks. I ask you now to take the stage. I ask with humblest regard. Where are our brave, intrepid volunteers? 1. We'll keep those murder weapons. 2. And 3 1/4. All right, this is a board game, so everybody take a square here and face me. 1, 2, and 3. Very good. The first deck of cards, as I mentioned, represents the murder suspects. Now, when you draw the murderer, it's important that no one sees the card. Hold it up to your body so nobody can see it. And then we'll get it into the envelope. Quick shuffle. Select the murderer. Very good. Thank you so much, Terry. Second deck of cards represents the scene of the murder. 6 rooms. The billiard room, the kitchen, the study, the ballroom, the lounge, and the conservatory. Are you ready to pick the room for the murder? All right, quick shuffle. Select the scene of the crime. Just 1 card. Very good. Mr. Sanford, Miss Scarlett, you will determine the murder weapon. The options are wrench, candlestick, pipe, knife, revolver, and rope. May I? Remember to hold it 2 years close so nobody sees it. That's the one? Okay. Good job. All right. Hands running now. We'll see it. Good job. Thank you for that round of applause. Our volunteers are very important because what is Clue without players? Let's talk about that a bit more. Ladies and gentlemen, in my hand is the key to our destiny, for in it lies the answer to the mystery. We find ourselves in a very interesting place. The ending has now been chosen before we even begin, so what then is the objective from a player's perspective? To solve the mystery and ultimately win. Your goal is to figure out what's in this envelope, who done it, with what weapon, in one room. You'll arrive at this conclusion by deducing the solution from clues I give you once we resume. To assist you in this, there are 2 rounds. Before my death, round 1. Afterwards, round 2. Participation in the game is purely by choice, but if you choose to play, here's the playing forms you received. Document the information I reveal with each clue. Thus you will determine where, how, and who. Now to assist you in this, our house lights will report. So when they change, heed my report with pleasure. They are what will assist you in this endeavor. We'll be anxious to see at the end of the game if your answers and ours are one and the same. So now, we begin our journey to arrive at the end. To all suspicious doings, diligently attend. Round 1 begins in the kitchen with shrieks of woe from a disgruntled employee, less friend than foe.
Make sure the roast is succulent and tender, he said. Make sure the salad is gently tossed. I've been mind to burn this roast and rip this salad apart. This is right.
What are you doing?
Tenderizing the roast.
With a lead pipe? Just make sure dinner is prepared according to my specifications.
Mr. Marty, I think me and you's got to have a talk about me position.
You are my chief domestic, Mrs. White. There is nothing to discuss.
About me wages and the raise that I ain't earned.
Are you forgetting that I gave you the money to free your stepson Nigel, as bail required by the courts?
And I'm ever so grateful. Sir?
Nigel would still be resting behind the bars, awaiting trial for grand larceny if it hadn't been for my generous offering.
More than generous, but working all these hours to pay you back, it's taking its toll. Me body feels like I just had a marathon night with a troop of blokes from the Royal Navy.
This is White.
You're right. At least a night with sailors would have left a smile on my face.
Mrs. White, I want dinner served in 1 hour. You are to notify our guests when it's ready, and after you're done serving it, I need you to report to your chamber and wait there until you are summoned. Is that clear?
Aye, sir.
I love my job, and I knew she'd understand. Very well.
He's the bloody not me knitting yarn, he is. What I need is a respectful employer and a new position. Unfortunately, at my age, there aren't many offers. Your life is a bowl of cherries when all of the pieces fit. But when you're scrambling to survive, life is a bowl of pits. I am everybody's doormat to wipe their feet upon. Mr. Barty rules me life, he runs me from dusk till dawn. His carrots and his beans must be nouvelle cuisine. I ain't no galloping gourmet. And for a parting shot, the pot roast went to pot. He'll take it from me, take on pay. Me life ain't a bowl of cherries, none of the pieces fit. I'm always scrambling to survive. Life is a bowl of pits. was who knocked me up. And we had a son. That son was a bum. It cost me the best of me life. As Mr. Bobby's servant, I'm very much maligned. He sure ain't much to sing about, but good work is hard to find. And he won't even notice when everything runs swell. He'll treat me like I'm someone when it freezes up in hell. He's got no gratitude. He's got me all unglued. I fear I'll stab instead of slice. I'll hack instead of dice. I'll plunge in the beef stew. The mentor's worth the weight. Me master on a plate. Chop this, trim the fat. Carve this in no time flat. Mix this, toss that. But life is a bowl of cherries when all of the pieces fit. I'm dreaming and I'm scheming. Then one day I'll arrive. I'm always scrambling to survive, and what I says is true. Life on the whole, life is a bowl of pits.
Clue number 1. In the kitchen with the knife was Mrs. White, who flailed the gleaming blade with might. She handled the pipe adroitly too. One of these is an answer for you. Now, to the billiard room, where business goes awry, where wheeling and dealing can't conceal a lie.
All right, see what we got here. 4 ball, corner pocket, 6 ball side.
Good evening, Mr. Green.
Hey, how's it going?
The room is a bit dark, even for you, wouldn't you say?
6 of one, half a pound the other. You in for a game?
No thanks. I'm already involved in a game. Mr. Green, do you have the Egyptian deposit of colossal nips and tucks?
Oh, that? Not yet, but the government loved our proposal. They've given solid verbal commitment, and the check will be cut soon, real soon.
That's not true.
Sure it is. They said I'd get the deposit as soon as I fill out all the paperwork.
You're
It's got-
lying. I spoke to Yusuf Abdul Rahman just yesterday. He said that the check had already been delivered to you. It didn't take much digging to realize that your bank account is now $500,000 fatter than it was 2 days ago.
My great Aunt Peoria died. A little thank you for being a model nephew.
Mr. Green,
No, really. The poor thing was confined to a wheelchair, was crazy and had a removable glass eye. I'd go over and I'd push her around the living room just so she could play marbles with it.
Mr. Green, I want the correct amount deposited in the Nips and Tucks account immediately.
Hey, bud, you're walking on thin water.
Failure to do so will result in legal action brought against you.
Go ahead, sue me. You got nothing. You're looking for a needle in a backpack.
Clue number 2. Exhibited in that telling scene. Billiard room, candlestick, and Mr. Green. One of these is worth remembering as you begin your conjecturing. Now, to the ballroom, where a reunion takes place, where there is a dubious past to embrace.
Strange to find you here, in a ballroom, alone.
questionable tone of adolescence. Are you a guest for the weekend?
No, just a stopover for the night. On my way to a very important affair.
Oh. Are you attending an engagement for Grey Poupon or French's Golden?
Oh, my dear, you haven't changed a bit. You're still that same feisty woman I once adored.
Ah, you and me. That was husbands ago.
Remember when we were passionate friends?
True allies.
Oh, hey, I've got an idea. Let's play a game. Like that first night in Monaco. Let's play my favorite.
Not Custer's last stand. He never stands very long.
No. The storming of Normandy.
Ah, send in the troops.
Tin Hat! Europe, 1939. Hitler unleashes his wrath. Left foot, Czechoslovakia.
Right foot, Poland.
Left hand, Denmark.
Right hand, Norway.
Right foot, Holland.
Right hand, Belgium.
Right foot, France. D-Day, brigades.
Thrust, artillery.
Explodes. Victory!
What's wrong?
My back is stuck.
What?
My plastic vertebrae are jammed.
Plastic vertebrae.
Yeah, it's an old war wound.
Well, what should I do?
Quick, take my hands, stand on my toe. On the count of 3, pull.
I can't get you up.
You most certainly can. 1, 2, 3.
Now what?
One good yank and my back will straighten. Pull!
Oh, what?
My shoulders. Pull my shoulders and my back will straighten.
Okay, here goes.
Oh.
Oh, Colonel, what's that?
A revolver.
I know it's a revolver, but why is it on your person?
It's an old military habit. Got to keep your pistol loaded, ready to fire. You never know when the enemy is near.
Colonel, I am no enemy.
Colonel Mustard! I want you off the premises
You don't
immediately.
understand!
I don't understand. I was just kissing a rake. I want you out! I really do love my job. Listen to me. When my mother, your wife, with my wife, your mother, when she died, she left me Body Manor, and it is my generosity that lets you take up residence here. When my mother left you Body Manor, she didn't leave you my wife. Your wife? Where's your wife, man? Listen, you better put away that rake. It has sharp teeth. I'll deal with you later.
I'm going to the lounge for a cocktail, and then to the conservatory to talk to the plants.
Clue number 3. Revolver, ballroom, mustard, peacock. Are they the key to the mystery lock? Parent and spouse, both savvy and wise. Choose neither of these, I strongly advise. Revolver, ballroom, weapon in space. None of these will help strengthen your case. Now to the lounge where motive is forming in tandem with some sly brainstorming.
I'll add a little vodka, a splash of gin, and then I'll mix it all up.
That's some cocktail.
You want one?
How about something a little less complicated? Like a glass of water.
None bottled, and the pipe here is broken.
Wine? Mr. Body always has a decent bottle of wine lying around.
In the cellar.
I've got it. Huh? I wouldn't call that a bottle of wine.
Or that. A wrench and a lead pipe?
Oh, a plumbing repairs, obviously. Here it is. Let's see. Vine de Pays.
It's vin de paille. It's French.
Hey, you're pretty good. Where'd you pick up the French, Scarletta?
How do you know my name?
The last time I saw you, you were in Vegas belting out Sinatra tunes.
I don't know you.
You won the Miss Nuclear Waste pageant?
Everybody knows that.
Oh yeah? Because I paid off the judges. Yeah.
Squeegee!
A squeegee, a sangaloonie in the flesh.
What are you doing here? What happened to the stomach and the long hair and the 10 pounds of gold around your neck?
Babe, if you want to be successful in a business, you need to have a certain look, a certain sound. Now I'm Mr. Green, Jack of all shades. How about you?
I'm a refined lady now. I'm Miss Scarlet.
Babe, a leopard doesn't just change its D's, dems, and does.
You don't know, Squeegee. I hated that life.
As I recall, you didn't have it too bad. Nice apartment, nicer car, nicer company.
Yeah, until you left. Why'd you split?
Well, you can't stick around with your two business partners. One was your girl, and jumping to leave you in the dust.
I didn't know what Mr. Body was doing. Really? He only put the makes on me so he could get access to our accounts. Then once he had it, he drained it, leaving me and our business penniless.
So, why are you here?
Why are you here?
To right the wrong.
His wrong?
His wrong. You with me?
You? Me? How?
It was very selfish when he executed his intention.
Making was the object of his dangerous inventions.
But we lost nonetheless, perhaps we must address a little retribution. Methods, means, and execution of the strategies account a lot.
Acting with efficiency will guarantee we don't get caught.
But we lost nonetheless, perhaps we must address a little retribution. Everyday devices have enterprising uses when they're in the right hands, but for the wrong reasons, delightfully delicious. These dangerous abuses when they're in the right hands, but for the wrong reasons.
If we were to really do it, any household item would be good enough to fight him.
Just as long as I'm with you, any grisly gadget would most definitely do. We can whip 'em!
Yeah, with an egg beater.
Yeah! And maybe we can whack 'em!
Rich, pipe, lounge, scarlet, and green. Are in any of these your conclusions foreseen? Choose none of the weapons here. Choose none of the suspects here. As for the lounge, future clues will reveal if this is the scene of the deadly ordeal. Now to the study, where a fuss is made between one under stress and one underpaid. Let's see. Tighten. There. A perfect Achaean knot. And if I pull here, I have a noose. A brilliant noose.
Hey! That's me clothesline and you've cut it to bits!
Not to worry, Mrs. White. I shall replace it.
You bet your sweet bottom you shall.
No, it's you will.
I will what?
You will replace it.
I'm not replacing anything, it's you who made a mess of it!
Proper English, Mrs. White. You will replace it.
I will not! You bloody ruined it!
It's not you shall, it's you will.
Oh, go ahead. Try and confuse me so I forget all about the rope and we'll make you pay for it. You highfalutin types are all the same. You're a sly one, you are.
Not as sly as your boss.
You talking about Mr. B?
The ace swindler himself.
You've got some dirt on him, ain't you?
Dirt is a substance that lies on the face of the earth. And in your case, under your fingernails.
Oh, blimey.
Yes, I have some information on Mr. Barty.
Oh, well, do tell.
I don't know if I can trust you, Mrs. White.
Oh, you tell me or you'll be sorry, you will.
Very good, Mrs. White. First person singular and plural, use shall. Second and third person singular and plural, use will.
You sound like a bloody school teacher. Tell!
As a businessman, Mr. Barty acted to intentionally drive down the stock prices of certain oil companies, making them bankrupt. He then sold the companies at a disturbingly low rate, bought them, and sold them years later for an extensive profit.
What's wrong with that? It's the American way.
Yes, well, what's wrong is that the beneficiaries of corporate donations, like educational institutions, lose funding. They suffer. They suffer badly.
What's the matter to you?
I lost out.
You're in business?
Yes, business. One of the companies that he unfairly drove into bankruptcy and then bought was my family business in Springfield, Massachusetts.
What was the name of this company?
The name? Yes, PTA.
PTA.
PTAO. Plum Transatlantic Oil.
Oil? In Massachusetts?
Yes.
Well, it looks like we've got something in common.
Your family was an oil?
Yeah. My dad used to own a fish and chip shop on the East End.
Yes.
Say, after everything Mr. B's done, why are you helping him with his book?
Dignity lost to greed, I shall regain by proximity to the perpetrator. He'll pay with more than the writer's advance he owes me.
You're so poetic. I do love a sensitive bloke. Manly on the outside, soft and squishy on the inside. Say, I get off of work after dinner. What say you and I take a moonlight stroll and get to know each other a little better?
I believe I have all I need to know, Mrs. White.
Yeah, I sort of wear my personality on my sleeve, don't I?
Yes, and all over your apron.
I just came by to tell you that dinner will be ready shortly.
Yes, dinner. Clue number 5. Plum in white, in the study, with a rope. Are any of these there to offer you hope? One of these 4, and the answer exists. But maybe there an unexpected twist. Sheet music in the study. Interesting. Beethoven's Fifth Symphony, even. To the conservatory we visit now, where there is a saga of vow after vow. My dear, it is imperative that we conclude our conversation from earlier.
I don't like your tone.
Well, I don't like your reckless escapades.
I've an insatiable spirit.
My dear, let me inform you that I will not tolerate such displays of frivolous abandon.
Let me inform you, my dear. You may not have to. Some women wed for life. At times I disparage my history of marriage has been matrimonial strife. A woman in my pride. I married old money, so old it's not funny. Forget about passion, how very old-fashioned. My first one then dropped dead on the night we wed. Once a widow. Oh, they blamed me. Yes, they named me as the scheming spouse. But the judge, he set me free. My defense was insanity. The judge and I then wed. The gossip distressed me, but they couldn't arrest me. The night my poor judgy dropped dead. The third one was a shrink, a real lady killer. His death was a thriller. I get sentimental. It was ruled accidental. The inquest was routine. It placed me at the scene. Twice a widow. They defamed me. Thrice a widow. Oh, they loathed me more. So I married the attorney for the shrink on to number 4. My lawyer was a charm, but he squandered my assets and left me some bad debts. And then suddenly he bought the farm. My fifth one made no sense. The romance was fleeting, and then I caught him cheating. You can ask any jury, a scorned woman's fury is grounds for self-defense. My fifth is now past tense. When they throw rice, I should think twice. I'm a widow with 5 men on ice. 5 times widowed. Why do they blame me? It's the price that I pay. 'Cause I've had more than one wedding day. And when 5 passed away, they cried foul play.
Blue, number 6. Let us consider the conservatory. While Peacock's tale was every man's story, it certainly could house the deadly deed. But the cards have not given us that exact lead. That dinner was horrible. God, I'm sick.
Well, that has nothing to do with it.
Oh, and now we will waltz, so my guests will know that I have no qualm with my potential foe. Murder is fated, not by chance, and it is set in motion with a dance. Were we not just dancing together?
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, I trust you all enjoyed your dinner and that you're pleasantly satiated. I've invited you all here tonight, including Mrs. White, because you are a collection of varied personalities, each with one singular purpose. My demise! No! Yes! Whatever your reason, revenge, diversion, pleasure, move along, pain, each of you wants me dead! No!
That's hard.
Don't look so sad. I want you all to know that I intend to cooperate so that each of your individual needs will be met. What you must do is plan your strategy wisely. Only the correct combination of suspect, weapon, and room will result in the successful murder of me and in winning the game. And so, I offer you a toast. A toast to your success. Raise your glasses. May the best murderer win. To success! Success! Restless spirits roam all throughout the night. They search through every room. Which one's right? Which one will be my resting place tonight? What is wrong with that piano?
Key is broken.
It sounded fine up till now.
Well, I was playing around it.
Well, let's continue playing around it. Walk through a door, dare to step through. Truth lies inside, well hidden from view. Not every room will fit the bill. One's marked for death, it's time to kill. Corridors and walls, a winding hidden stair, a secret passageway leads somewhere. and halls, a mansion full of doom. One of us must choose, one corpse, one room.
The billiard room.
Where the portraits stare.
And the walls.
All have ears.
It would curl your hair.
When the deed is complete this night, see the past come to life, what a sight. The library doors open by themselves, pull out a book and remove the shelves. All the bedroom floors creak to a beat, with no one walking past and no one's feet. Corridors and halls, a mansion full of doom. One of us must choose. Only one can choose. Only one can. Only one can. Only one corpse. One room.
You shouldn't have dumped me. You shouldn't have been so rude.
You shouldn't have cheated me.
You shouldn't have stolen my love. I shouldn't have swindled my family. I was wrong.
You shouldn't have been so cheap.
What's going on? Oh, confound it! No! Not you! Definitely not you! Ah! Get off! a few no's, but they're gonna win.
There will now be a 15-minute intermission.
This is so cool. Now I see why.